Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing tonight? Y'all can hear me, right? Let's see, make sure this is turned down properly. Let's see. Ah, let's go. The chat's working finally. Okay, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. See, there are quite a few of you in here. Hey, look at that. Hello. Let's see, who do we have so far? We've got Erica, we've got Isabel, we have a JC in the chat. Gray, good seeing you. Zeal Parikh, thank you so much for joining us. Hi everybody. I hope everyone has had a good day. Forgive me while I do a little bit more housekeeping, I guess you can call it. Just to make sure we got everything running smoothly here. While I'm doing that, how was everyone's day? I hope everyone had a good day today. But tell me a little bit about your day while I get everything all nice and tidy over here, and we wait for for more people to trickle in. Got a chat from Isabel, who is of course one of my mods, saying you're cute. I'm not entirely sure how professional it is for a mod to call their streamer cute, but you simply cannot deny the facts. Thank you very much. That is very kind of you. Erica says 6. Oh yeah, thank you. I love these posters. So I got these three. You might be able to tell from here, but these are like Avatar: The Last Airbender / The Legend of Korra posters. This poster right here is of Aang bending the four elements. The one on the far side right here, that's Korra bending all four elements at once, and then this middle poster right here is the two of them together. I think the social handle for the artist who made those is like Matsumoto Art or something like that. These were my favorite pickups from New York City Comic Con. Absolutely love these. Got a Nier Automata poster right there in the top corner right there. That is of course the main character to be the one you play as, and then right here is a Cowboy Bebop poster made by one of my personal favorite artists who goes by the handle Khasuk on Instagram and all their socials and stuff. This poster, like I said, is Cowboy Bebop. And the funny story about this poster, so I got this poster when I went down to Otakon, which is my favorite anime convention, down in the DMV, down in Washington, D.C. And I had a goal, I had a mission. I wanted to find a cool Cowboy Bebop poster. That was part 1 of the mission. And then part 2 of the mission was to get it signed by both Steve Bloom, who is the voice of Spike Spiegel, the main character, and Bo Billingsley, the voice of Jet, another main character in the show. And I knew they were going to be there at Otakon. I made it my main objective to get to meet them while I was there. And I stood in line for 4 hours. I stood in line for 4 hours to get that poster signed. What had happened was the schedule, the guidebook app for the event had said that that the event was going to be in like one part of the convention hall, that we all had like line up like 30 minutes prior. So I got there an hour prior, of course, which was still not enough. And then like a bunch of us were standing around being like, wait, this doesn't look like where they're going to be. And we look down the hall we were in. Yeah, I did. I sure did stay in that line forever, Gray. Yeah. We all looked down the hall at the same exact time and we're like, oh shoot, wait, is that them? They are on the opposite side of Hall A in the convention center. And we're like, oh. And so we all sort of just calmly pick up our stuff and start like speed walking, not really sprinting, but speed walking over there because the line has already started to form. And I was like looking at the line, I'm like, oh, okay, like this is fine. And then I realized the line is like curved and like bend a couple of times, a few times, etc. Which means that the line was actually a lot longer than it appeared at a distance. But I was like, okay, no, that's fine. I will stay here. The event's supposed to last like 3 hours. I got time. I think I can make it to the end of the line before they cut it off. the longer I stood there, the more I realized, like, oh shoot, I am not going to make the cutoff. There are too many people in this line, but Steve Bloom and Bo Billingsley, being the absolute kings that they are, decided that they would stay, and at a certain point in the line, they would make sure that everyone, pretty much to the very end of the line, at the point they made this decision at, would get their merch signed. And the cool thing about Otakon too is that when you get like your weekend pass, you get one free autographed item with your pass. So I didn't have to pay for, I had to pay for one of the autographs, but not the other one. I didn't have to pay for Steve Bloom's. I did pay for Bo Billingsley's just because like he was like the next one I went down the line to. But yeah, he's got Steve Bloom signed it with my favorite quote from the show, which is he said, "Whatever happens, happens." That was my poor attempt at doing a Spike Spiegel impression. For those of you who have seen Cowboy Bebop, let me know how that was. On a scale of 1 to 10. I'd be curious to hear your thoughts. But anyway, that's the story of the time I got that poster signed. Still can't believe I stood in that line for 4 hours, but honestly, to have like that short conversation I had with the both of them, two of my voice acting heroes, all over again, I would do it all over again. I would truly do it all over again. But anyway, thank you for listening to my wee story there. Time now to get into the business of why we are all here. First of all, let me just say, for those of you who don't know me, hi, my name is Christian. You can call me Christian, Chris, or C for short. And welcome to Chimera Games. This is my very first ever YouTube channel. I'm very excited to launch into this new journey with all of you. A little bit about me that you probably already know if you've read the description of this channel. This channel will be primarily focused on miniature wargaming, both playing the games and doing all the hobbying and the mini painting that goes along with it. This is a hobby that I absolutely love. I hold very near and dear to my heart. I've been into it for about, I want to say like 1.25 years now, at this point. My hobbyversary passed recently, back in December. And now I've gotten, to the point, hey, what's up, Flux? Good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us tonight. And now I've gotten to the point where now I'm like, okay, let's share it out with the people. And share this like really cool thing that I am very much love, and I very much care a lot about. My hope is going forward that this channel, you know, when we come together for our weekly live streams, which I do intend to stream every week on Thursday nights at the same time, 7 o'clock, the same time you all arrived. My hope is that we can all come together, chill out, y'all can watch me geek out and have a good time, hopefully interacting with myself and each other, and I get the what's the word I'm looking for? The unmatched joy of getting to share my favorite hobby with you all. Let's see. I have like a list of bullet points here to go over. I want to make sure I hit everything before we go in. So, question is, what are we going to be doing over the course of these live streams? Well, we are going to be working to start off with on this box. This is a box of Battle Sisters from Warhammer 40,000. The Adepta Sororitas, the name right there, is my army of choice. I freaking love me the Sisters of Battle. That's the other name for them, Adepta Sororitas, Sisters of Battle. And I'm really excited to finally get to crack this box open. I've had this box since Christmas, so it's just been sitting on my shelf kind of taunting me, being like, you know you want to build me, paint me. So I'm very excited now that we can finally get to that. And over the course of the next few live streams for the foreseeable future, we're just going to be working on fleshing out the army that I already have built. I've got about a pretty mid-sized army of sisters right now, and we're going to be fleshing it out to a full-sized army. Yes, indeed, Isabel. Sexy Nun Warriors. That is the name of the game. Well, no, the name of the game is Warhammer 40,000. But yes, Sexy Nun Warriors, the nuns with the guns, the Sisters of Battle, aka the Adepta Sororitas. So yeah, that's kind of what we're going to be doing over the course of these next few live streams. We are going to be fleshing out my army to a 2,000 point or a full-size army in the game of Warhammer 40,000. For those of you who don't know, each model, each unit has a point value associated with it that's somewhat reflective of the power level of that unit, basically. And so when you and your opponent get together and you decide you want to play a game, you mutually agree upon what size of game you want to play. You know, you do want to play 500 points, which is like the smallest viable game to play, or do you want to play like a 2,000 point full-size army game, or do you want to play what's known as an apocalypse game, which is like 3,000 to like, it could be like 10,000 points of models, which at that point you're talking about like the hundreds of models no matter what army you're playing, except maybe like Imperial Knights, the big giant mechs. Don't know who would ever want to do that, but you know, could be fun. If that's your cup of tea, good for you. Could not be me. But anyway, so with that context, we will be expanding my sister's army to a 2,000 point army. If you're curious to see what that looks like, my Instagram is linked down in the description below of this live stream. On my Instagram, I share pictures of works in progress. I share pictures of completed works on there, of course, and I share, you know, just like a little bit of, you know, sort of like not day in the life, but you know, if I like go to play a game, I'll like share like, you know, like a little bit about the games I go play, other things related to the hobby that I'm getting involved with. You know, updates on this channel will also come through on that Instagram, as well as my Twitter, which is also linked down below. So definitely follow me on both of those channels if you're interested in keeping up with all of that, with seeing some of the work I've already done in the past and over the past like year and some change. And yeah, how long, Isabel says, how long does that last? How long does an apocalypse game last? Yes, that is the answer. No, an apocalypse game, I've seen some that last like 8 hours. Like it's a full-on work day trying to play that game. I've seen like 20,000 point apocalypse games that last like a day, like a full 24 hours. Again, don't know who would ever voluntarily put themselves through that, but it is a thing you can do. JC says in James Charles voice, hey Battle Sis. Actually, I don't know what James Charles sounds like. I've actually never seen a James Charles like video. I don't know what he sounds like. So that was probably a rather poor imitation of James Charles's voice, and for that I apologize. So yeah, with all the preamble out of the way, one last thing I want to do before I go any further is give some thank yous and some shout outs. First and foremost is, of course, to my family who are always supportive of me, everything I do. I'm not sure if they're watching right now, but fam, if you're watching right now, I love you guys. Thanks so much for helping me to get to this point with all your love and support. My lovely girlfriend, who, fun fact, gave me this exact microphone for Christmas. The microphone that is empowering all of this, and you know, it's just been so supportive and loving to me as I try to, you know, like work myself up to the point where I'm like ready to live stream in front of you all and really put myself out there here on the World Wide Web. Shout outs to Gray, who you see as another moderator in the chat. Gray is the one responsible for all the artwork you see on this channel. So the channel avatar, the sort of cartoon depiction of me that you see across all my socials, the cards, the stream cards for this stream, so like the starting soon card that you saw at the top of this stream, the ones you'll see when I like go away for like a be right back, and of course the one you'll see at the very end, all of those were drawn just for me by Gray at my request. Thank you so much, Gray, for those. They all look fantastic. They even went through the trouble of animating them for me to make them look just that much more cool. Yes, indeed, the art is so beautiful. Let's get some can we get some poggers in the chat for Gray, please and thank you, if it is your inclination, of course. Who else? To the boys, my mods, Jay, Jen, because I think y'all are also watching too. That's my squad, my homies. I see Erica, you're watching too. Thank you all so much for your support, for for all the guidance, advice y'all have given me to help me get to this point, and for the moral support that you've provided as well. Thank you for the pog, Erica. Appreciate you. Poggers, huge pog. Yes, 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 indeed, indeed. What else we got? And yeah, that just about does it for the thank you. And thank you all who are in the chat right now for tuning in for my premiere live stream. I'm very grateful to you all for taking time out of your evening to come join me here, and watching me and supporting me. Appreciate y'all. Speaking of supporting me, so once again, I'm just going to give one more plug to my socials. My Instagram, C_is_for_creation, is linked down below. That's where, again, you can see like uploads of my projects, works in progress, anything I do offline, you can find on there. My Twitter is also linked down below as well, at Chimera is social. So follow me on there for updates, to chat, figure out when I'm going live. And of course, as always, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out, especially with the algorithm, to, start getting traction on this channel, especially as I'm just starting out. Don't forget to also hit that notification bell too, so that way you know when I'm going live, whenever I upload a new video, especially as well. And lastly, down below is a link to my Stream Elements tip page. If you like what you saw here today, if you like going a little bit of the extra mile to support me, then please, a tip is always welcome via my Streamlabs link. And with that out of the way, I believe that is all of the preamble I have for you all finally. Thank you so much for bearing with me through all that. So now we are going to engage streaming mode here. Make sure everything is all honky-dory. Gonna start the music back up too, so we have a little bit of ambiance as well. Get that turned up. Let me check the audio level on there. Okay, that's still pretty quiet. Let me turn that up. Y'all, let me know if you can or can't hear the music. I will be working on adjusting the audio level here slowly but surely. Can y'all hear that? Can you hear the music? And also, can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear both me and the music. Can hear both. Okay, thank you. Awesome. I'm just gonna turn this down just a wee. Alright. This is actually really nice. I just found this music. Music very subtle. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I'm willing to live with that, honestly. I prefer the music to be a bit more subtle, but actually, you know what? I might turn it up a little bit. So I'm looking at my audio levels on OBS, and they are a little low. Let's see. Let's turn that up to there. I was saying before that, I just recently found this this playlist of thankfully royalty-free music. It's actually like really nice music. I can see myself like sitting and working to this just like when I'm not streaming. I think I'm gonna make this like my main like working playlist. I'm definitely the type of person who needs music when he's working in order to help me like concentrate. Shoutouts to the lo-fi hip-hop, you know, live stream on YouTube for getting me through basically all of college, especially my freshman year. Oh boy, I would have suffered without that live stream for sure. All right, it looks like music and everything is sorted. So let us begin. All right, so here we are. We got our hobby desk. Let me make sure that's all in focus. We've got our, let me move my microphone over here. All right, so we got our box of Battle Sisters. I'm gonna go ahead and crack this open real quick. Grab my X-Acto knife to sort of expedite the process here. So a couple of things I want to point out as I'm doing all this though is that as I'm beginning to assemble these models, I will be using Mr. Hobby brand Mr. Cement Deluxe. This is plastic cement. It's not super glue, it's plastic cement. This will actually melt the plastic that the model is made out of and make sure all the parts are fused together in such a way that it won't ever fall apart. Basically, it basically makes a near permanent bond. Hey, what up, Jackie? Good to see you. How you doing, man? Thank you for stopping by. Thank you so much for stopping by. It is so good to see you, my guy. So the thing about plastic cement is that, well, if any of you have ever used nail polish, you know how it is when, like, the nail polish fumes can kind of, like, waft up, can get kind of annoying. So to that end, over here on my side, I have a window open just to give myself some nice ventilation as I'm working. Alternatively, I could wear a mask, but I want to be able to talk to you all pretty clearly. So we are going to just keep our window open for the time being. So, package contents, instruction manual, very important. Some water transfer slides. These are decals for putting on our models if we want to add some pizzazz. We got our bases for the models right here, and I think this one was packaged separately. This didn't fall out, so we're going to set those to the side right now because we don't need them quite yet. And then finally, Gray says, look at the high def. Yeah, I know, right? I am shooting, my overhead camera is a DSLR camera. This camera right here is a DSLR. This is a Canon EOS M50 Mark II, for those of you who are curious. Really great beginning camera for live streaming, or so I was told by all the many YouTube tutorials I watched in order to prepare myself for this. I think, Erica, actually, it was you who recommended this camera to me. Let me know if I'm remembering that correctly. But anyway, last thing, most importantly, is of course all of our sprues. These are all the different parts that make up all the different models in this set. Jackie says, I'm doing really good, bro. This looks complicated as hell, though. Good luck. Thank you. Yeah, it does look complicated at first, but don't worry. We got our instruction manual here to guide us, so it won't be too bad. It will not be too bad. But anyway, so this is how basically the life of every Warhammer model begins, as separate parts on these sprues that we eventually have to bring together. I will go ahead and show you a little bit of a preview, I guess, in terms of like what we're aiming for. So these are two battle sisters from my already built forces. This one with the blue rim. Let me make sure that's in focus for you all. Let me zoom in a little bit on her. She's looking a little rough, but that's because this is the very first model that I ever painted over a year ago, back in December of 2021. I made sure to make sure I could remember which was my very first model ever when I first started out by marking her with the blue rim. That way I can always like easily find her in my collection. And then this model is a very, it's basically the same like pose and model as you can see. This is one I painted a little bit later on, about a few months into my sort of painting journey. Already, in my opinion, looks a lot better than my very first one. Didn't mess up as badly like on the hair and face details. She's got a little bit more definition to her. We are even, I'm proud to say that I'm even past like this point now with my painting, and hopefully that's something that I can demonstrate to you all as well. But yeah, this is basically, let me zoom back out here. This is basically the final product we're going for with all of this. And of course, the first step to getting there is the build process. So, my goal for this stream is to have all 10 Battle Sisters in this box built. I'm familiar with these poses in this kit, so this should be a pretty straightforward process. Hopefully we won't be here too long. We're just gonna go and see where we end up at. Hopefully we'll have our full squad finished in time. Isabel says, I'm really vibing with, yeah, me too, I'm really vibing with this music. I really am glad that I found this music. speaking of music, since he's here, I want to give a quick plug to my friend Jackie, who's in the chat right now. He is a very talented musician and artist who I very much admire. Also, sorry for the little bit of hobby ASMR as I try to rip open this pack of bases. Try and pour those all out right there. Definitely go and check out his music. His artist name is Kiyu. That's Kiyu. So Kilo, India, Yankee, Utah, to use the NATO alphabet. His music is some of my favorite I've ever heard. So I just want to give a quick shout outs to him. He's also been incredibly supportive of me as well, again, to get to this point. So, of course, gotta pay forward that support. Because who are we if we don't support our friends, you know? Alright, just forgive me for 1 second, y'all. I know there's not a lot going on right now. I'm just getting my workspace sorted out. So that way we are fully prepared. My desk is very small, so gotta make sure everything's kind of out of the way here. Alright. And I think with that, we are ready to go. So, sort of explain what we're doing here. This box can be built a few different ways, or rather each model in the box can be built a few different ways, basically. I have specific ideas for how I want each specific model in this box to be built. You know, I want some of them to have certain weapons equipped for them, because for the game, for gameplay purposes, generally speaking, there's a rule, an unspoken rule among like Warhammer players where what you see is what you get. So like if you tell your opponent, for example, that your battle sister is equipped with a heavy flamethrower as depicted right here in the green, then the expectation is that your model is built with the heavy flamethrower. So that way there are no like surprises. So that way it's very clear to your opponent what threat that particular model poses. But of course, you know, in more casual settings, your opponent might be chill if, say, like, you know, you don't feel like playing with a certain loadout option one day and you want to try something new, but of course you don't want to build a whole separate model in order to use that weapon option. Then, you know, in more casual games, your opponent will be like, oh yeah, sure, if you want to treat that heavy flamer instead like a beam weapon, like a multi-melta, they're called in game, then that's cool. But me, I have a very specific idea, very specific game plan for the army I want to build, so we're just going to go ahead and build the models the way that we want, with no hesitation. So, with that being said, let's jump into it. So, and if you have any questions, y'all, or if you want to just, you know, want to know more about what the heck it is I'm doing right here, feel free to drop some questions in the chat. I am a Gemini, and I hear that means I'm very good at multitasking. I do pride myself on my multitasking ability, so definitely am down to chat with y'all while I build at the exact same time. So chat away. I, of course, will be here to narrate what is going on. Okay, so I'm looking for the Dominion options, or let's see. So I want 2 of these flamer weapons right here. Let me see, that's a little out of focus. I want... Let me focus that. I know I want 2 of these weapons in pink right here. I want a couple of more of these right here in the middle. Hold on. Down below, right here. So I'm definitely gonna build those. Gonna build some just bare bones sisters as well to sort of flesh out the squad, and we're gonna build the squad leaders right here too. I think we can build 2 of them in total with the weapons and gear provided to us in this kit, so that should be pretty straightforward. So when looking at the instruction manual, you'll notice that all the different parts are numbered, and basically you just kind of just go from like from the inside out, basically. So you go from like the smallest level of components, like right here, for example, all the way to final assembly right here, pretty much. So like for this first battle sister, for the sister superior here, I'll be building like this part first, then we'll be doing this, then we'll be joining the two together. They'll be using this complete assembly right here, along with these other parts right here in this part, gluing it to the base or cementing it to the base. Then that'll be that pretty much. Just gotta attach some heads and some weapons after that, and we have one complete battle sister. So I'm going to put this right here, because I'm not really gonna need my keyboard anyway right now. Zeal says, I can't multitask to save my life, an S tier skill to be sure. Ah, you are very kind. Can't spell skill without the letter S, you know. So let's see. So on our sprue here, I'm not sure how easy this is to see. Let me, let's see. So as you can see, all the different parts are numbered on the sprue as well for easy access. Sorry, that's not really in focus. Let me try if I can get that a little bit more. Yeah, there we go, perfect. So like whenever I need part 146, I know exactly where to find it. Pretty much. God, my college professors would kill me if they saw how out of focus my shots have been so far. Ah! If you know, you know. Let's see. Alright, so first thing I need to do is find part number 92 and part number 93 for the chest. So where can we find those? Every part looks to be uniquely numbered, so I'm not expecting any duplicates, so that should make things much easier to find. Let's see. I need 92 and 93. Ah, here they are right here. Yep. Here's part 93 right here, and part 92 should be, yep, nearby right there. For each model, like all their individual parts will usually be kept pretty near each other on the sprue, so that makes them really easy to find. So we're gonna take our hobby clippers, all reliable here, and we're just gonna start cutting off some sprue to get our parts out. One snip, and then another snip right here, and that's one part down. And then let me zoom out a little bit more so things are easier to see. And then 93, snip that. All right, there we go. Gonna just twist that out of there so I don't risk cutting the piece I need. Perfect, and then we need parts 91. Where's part 91? Part 91 should be on here somewhere. Well, I need part 89 too, so we found that one, so let me go ahead and snip that off. Ooh, I feel y'all about the whole thing about multitasking, putting that on your job application, or like mentioning that in the job application. I definitely feel that. Here's part 90 right here. For those of you who are out there on the job hunt right now, I salute you, and I wish you all the best of luck. I know my job hunt was crazy, and I'm rooting for y'all. Just know that I'm over here rooting for y'all. Because I know the job hunt can be brutal. Okay, I'm having a hard time finding... Oh, there it is. Number 91's right there. We need that leg piece right there. Let's see. There we go. That one was just easy enough to twist out. Okay. So now with all of the parts we need so far, we're just going to clean them up a little bit using our clippers again and our X-Acto knife just to get rid of some of those, like, extra bits and pieces that we don't want getting in our way. Okay, so that's going to require the X-Acto knife. Just clean that spot up a little bit. I just want a remote job that doesn't make me cry every day. Felt. Yeah, those remote jobs are where it's at. No cap. No cap. Areno. Isabel, in my opinion, no, that is not too much to ask for, not by a long shot. Okay, we're gonna clean up this foot right here. Be careful not to cut ourselves, of course, because that would hurt, especially with an X-Acto knife. Alright. Also, since I spotted, I'm going to go ahead and take a moment to clean up, I don't know how well y'all can see it, but if you see this line right here, this is a residual from when this plastic was like first injected, when the sprue was created. This is called a mold line. These make your models look very, very ugly if you don't do something about them, because then like when you apply paint to them, they're just going to sort of jut out and make everything look really ugly. So to fix that, I'm going to take the back side of my hobby knife right here. I'm just going to start rubbing it out. Anyway, just gonna rub out this mold line right here. Sorry, I thought I saw a fly in my room earlier. Not earlier, just a minute ago, I mean. Alright, that should be clean enough for now. I might take a second pass at that in a little bit, but here we go. Gonna make sure we have all these pieces cleaned up before we assemble them. Don't want these extra bits of plastic getting in the way, of course. Let's see. Alright, so that's that. Okay, this one still needs to be cleaned. So let's twist that off, and then we are going to... Let's see... Dang, I really like this music. I really vibe with this. I can't believe I didn't know that this existed before, like, this week. I love this. Okay, this leg looks pretty good. Doesn't need much cleaning, but I do see some mold lines, so we're going to take some time to clean those up real quick. What's everyone's favorite genre of music, by the way? I'd be curious to know. Because even though I'm like familiar with all of you to a certain extent, I actually don't really like know off the top of my head, with a couple of exceptions, like what everyone's favorite genres of music are. I'd be curious to know, if you're willing to share, of course. Why does this song sound like Old Town Road? Is it in the same key? It kind of sounds like it's in the same key. Alright, so these parts, there are too many genres felt. Very much felt. Okay, so all these parts are looking pretty clean, looking pretty good, so we are going to now start the gluing process. So I'm just gonna make sure this is nice and shaken up so we can get some plastic cement on the applicator. Beyonce was my top artist on Spotify. As it should, as it should. This genre of music is so calming though, I agree. Like, oh my god, guys, I was so nervous for this stream, and then I turned this on, I'm like, whoa. I got this. I just instantly started feeling calmer. Let's see. So now we have that applied, and now we're just gonna sandwich these two pieces together. Comme ça, like so. Probably rap, but I'm also apparently into hyperpop. Pasca does not like hyperpop, I learned today. Oh. Pasca. Pasca is Grace Kitty, everyone. Aw, little kitty. Poor kitty. Hyperpop. Hyperpop is a genre I haven't really delved too much into. I haven't delved too much into hyperpop. I mean, I've listened to like 100 Gex, and that's about it. That's about the extent of my hyperpop exposure. Thus far. Did I just openly admit that I listened to 100 Gex at one point in my life? Yes, I did. Don't at me. Because I know they're kind of a meme, but I like their music, what can I say? Alright, here we go. Don't ask me why with hands as large as mine, why I decided to build such tiny miniatures with my free time. Ooh, Psychedelic Soul, that's a good one, Janine. Dang. Also, hey Janine, welcome in, welcome in. Bluegrass, can't go wrong with a classic bluegrass, can't go wrong with hip-hop either. Janine, what are some of your favorite Psychedelic Soul bands? Like, what would you recommend I listen to if I wanted to get into that? Zeal also says, I saw 100 Gex at Lollapalooza last year and it was an experience team. Dang, I bet. Gosh, I bet seeing them live must feel like... Oh, I can't imagine. I can't even begin to imagine what that was like. Oh my gosh. That must have been a time. Hope you had fun. Alright, just doing a quick dry fit. Trying to fit these together before we permanently glue them. That way we can make sure they are together, well, that they will fit properly, and they will. So now I'm going to Black Pumas. Okay, Black Pumas. I will be sure to check out the Black Pumas. I'm always down to look for to listen to new music. I've been trying to expand my music taste. I kind of alluded to this earlier, but I really do listen to everything. I'm literally one of those people who will listen to anything as long as it's like, you know, well-made music. I don't really see myself as tied down to one particular genre. Let's see. Am I going to watch White Lotus Season 2? Yes. Yes, I am going to watch White Lotus Season 2, and I'll tell you why. White Lotus Season 1 was honestly such a fun time, and I think that was just a really well-made season of television. I really do want to check out more of that show. Also, I'm so sorry, y'all. I just realized that my chat box looks honestly awful. I'm going to try and fix that real quick. That way everyone else can see the chat on screen. Let me just find my chat overlay. Okay, here we go. Let's fix this real quick. So sorry, y'all. This won't take very long, hopefully. Okay, how else do I want to do this? Let's see, text, hold on. Color, we want to make the color white. Okay, didn't realize it was, J-Rock, a classic. Jackie, a classic. Let's save this, and then, let's see. OBS, Stream Elements. Let's see. I'll also stretch this to go like up here like that. Pick a font. Use Verdana. Why not? That's a nice font. Do like this nice size 12 font at the moment. And then save. And hopefully that was enough to fix it. If not, I will figure that out later. Let's see. Yeah, J-Rock's classic, Jackie. My favorite J-Rock band of all time is Asian Kung Fu Generation, who are very famous for like all the different like anime openings they've done over the years, especially like Naruto back in the day. Thank you for the test chat. Okay, that doesn't look the best, but I will fix that in a little bit. So sorry about that, y'all. Still ironing out some kinks, as you can see, but that is okay. Other favorite J-Rock bands of mine, I'm trying to think. Adarashi Gecko. Love them. I love like their style, love their music, love their aesthetic too. They make some great music videos too. Those two I would say are my favorite J-Rock, J-pop bands. Let's see, what else am I looking for now? I need parts 96, 94, and 97. Okay, here's part 97. This one we can just sort of pop out without using our clippers. So there's that. What else do we need? Part 90... Where is it? Oh, 96 and 94. Gotcha, okay. 94 is the holster for her pistol. So there's that. And then part 96, which looks like an arm. And here it is right here. Gonna need our clippers for this one. Ooh, I like this track. I haven't heard this one yet. It's nice to see that you all have such a nice blend of music tastes. I feel like I can stand to learn a lot about a lot of new music, new and exciting music from this particular blend of people. Much obliged. Alright, just cleaning this up a little bit and a couple of these other parts. Now, since these are kind of just sort of like my rank and file troops, I will say I'm not gonna like go for every mold line I see, quite frankly, because then we'd be here literally all night, and I don't want to do that to myself. So like we'll go for like the most egregious ones and then kind of just let sleeping dogs lie, pretty much. So that way we can move a little bit more expeditiously through this. Okay, so what now? We need to attach everything, right? So this is her left arm? Yes, this is her left arm. So this arm goes in, I think, like this. Yes, it goes in like this. So just make sure we find the way that that fits. That looks like a good fit. So now, apply a little bit of plastic cement. Doesn't take much. It starts acting pretty much immediately. There we go. Apply a little bit of pressure to help the bond out a little bit. And there we go, that should stay now. This little blank spot right here is where our holster will go, so we'll apply a little bit of plastic cement, and then we'll line up the pattern and place that right there. Did you use plastic cement to glue my bug back together or super glue? Ah, great question. So, since your Tyranids were already primed or already had at least like some paint on them, that paint would have interfered with the bond, with the plastic bond, because it has like, you know, layers of paint in between it. It wouldn't actually form a bond. So, you know, if later on down the line while you're painting a model, if you break it, you have to resort to using super glue at that point in order to secure it, because you're not gonna, unless you strip the broken parts in the area where it's supposed to go, you're not gonna be able to get that back on there with plastic cement. You gotta use super glue as your only resort there. No Wii Sports. I am full of these little jokes, you guys. I didn't say any of them were good, though. Alright, let's see here. Alright. In general, this Battle Sister is looking pretty good so far. Okay, so next up, time to decide what she's going to be built with. I am going to, in terms of customization options, I am going to challenge myself a little bit. I am going to pick a head option here that does have her face exposed. I typically don't like painting faces because they're hard to do, especially the eyes, but I want to do... Ooh, excuse me. Throughout this paint project, I do want to do at least one. I am going to force myself to do at least one. You know, just to see how it goes. So we will choose... Actually, no. We won't use this head. Let me look on the back side so I can actually confirm which face I want to use. Which part is this one? I like this one with like the sort of eye patch action. 157. Yeah, we'll go with that head. Part number 157. We'll use that. And then we need part 98 and 99 because we are going to equip her with a chainsword, which is exactly what it sounds like. It is a sword that is also a chainsaw, because that is the universe of Warhammer 40k in a nutshell. Stuff like that. Stuff like that. Okay, and here's the chainsword right here for reference. Again, this all plays into like my larger plan for this army in terms of like combat strategy, so gotta make sure she has her chainsword ready to go to that end for the purposes of carrying out the strategy. Okay, those pieces all look pretty clean to me. So now let us attach them, and we'll start by attaching the chainsword holster first, or the chainsword scabbard, I guess I should call it. If we're trying to be fancy here. All right, this looks like it's supposed to go like right here. And if not, we will find out very quickly. It's okay for things to go wrong at this step. This is actually the step where we want things to go wrong, more or less, because better for it to go wrong now than later on down the line. Okay, I'm not actually entirely sure which part of the model it's supposed to attach to right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to apply plastic cement all over here, and we're just going to see where it fits. So like there's like a little indentation in the sword, like right there. I don't know if you can see it. And that's supposed to like sort of like just slide in somewhere right here, but I'm having a hard time finding the point on the model where it does. Oh, there we go. See, it just sort of slid into place right there. This is a very common tactic I use when I don't know what I'm doing. And it works pretty much all the time. All right, so we see that there's a socket in the arm right here, where I think our chainsword arm is supposed to plug into. Yep, right there. So use the dry fit just to make sure that this works. Yeah, okay, that'll work, perfect. Apply a little bit of plastic cement, bada bing, and then we are going to hold that in place and let the bond start to form. And bada boom. All right, that should hold. And after about 5 to 7 minutes, that bond will be pretty much permanent. Unless I apply like a lot of force to that area, a lot of pressure to that area, that arm will never break off. And this jar of plastic cement's running pretty low. This is literally the one I've been using for like the last year and a half. Ever since, literally since day one of doing this hobby, this same exact jar of plastic cement has lasted me this entire time. Excellent. Then this only cost me $5. So excellent value. I do have a spare one ready to go in case I run out at any point. But yeah. And there we go. Oh. Hold on, I just realized we are missing an arm. Oh, right, because I gotta give her her gun, of course. Okay, so how are we going to do this? We need parts 95. And then, I know, right? Isn't it something? Like, it's so impressive that this same jar of plastic cement lasted like over a year. Like, that's insanely good value. Love Mr. Hobby brand products. This stream is not sponsored. Not yet, at least, anyway. So we need part 95. I can't believe I was literally make her an amputee sleigh. Honestly, that would be pretty baller. I might keep that in mind for another model. We shall see. We shall see. I need part 104 too, which is her. rifle, which is this part right here. Okay. Oh, this one's a little tricky to get into, but I think I just about got it. Yeah, there we go, perfect. I have a little case full of spare bits, so like if for whatever reason I end up breaking a bit at any point during this build process, I will have plenty of backups. That's what happens when like a certain army is your main army. You have so many like spare parts from all your past builds just like accumulated that might, you know, come in handy later on. Little all-star improv for y'all right there. Okay. All right. You know what? Before I do this part, no, I'm gonna go ahead and actually put the somebody wants to... I was waiting for someone to chime in with the lyrics. Chat sing along, maybe? Finish the song? Finish the verse? I don't know, maybe. How is this supposed to go on? Hold on, what? Uh-oh. Hold on. I think this is supposed to be facing outward. Ah, yes, I love the all-star. I love the all-star sing-along going on in the chat right now. Okay. So you have a bit of a problem. This part looks like it's going to be a little bit tricky to insert, but that's okay. That's where our heroes, the tweezers, come into play for making those more surgical maneuvers when hobbying. Shit. Shoot. Don't demonetize me, YouTube. Please. I love you so much. Thank you, YouTube. All hail the mighty YouTube. I notice our music has stopped. Oh, there we go. Oh, that one must have just had a long outro. I will say, I know I definitely had that John set to loop. This is tricky. Hold on. I think I got it in position. I just gotta hold it. This arm is up and stuff is falling apart. Okay, alright. This is the part where the mistakes we've made so far actually reveal themselves. Like I said though, this is the best part of the process for this to happen though. Just gonna drop a little bit more plastic cement in the armpit right here. Gotta go for mandatory fun. Hopefully you're still on when I get back. If not, I'll catch up. Alright, thanks so much for joining me, Zeal. Appreciate you. Have a good night. Hope you enjoy your mandatory fun, whatever that means. Thanks for stopping by. Take care. I probably will still be here when you come back, if you come back, because we are going to be here for a while, methinks. Alright. And then, alright, I'm gonna reattach the chainsword scabbard before we do this next part, because this is gonna get in the way if I don't. By the way, while I do have y'all here, I did want to point out one thing. You might have noticed that at the top of your screen is a little counter bar. That is my subscriber goal. My goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers on this channel by the end of 2023. It would be an awesome milestone for us to hit by the time the year ends. So please, if you like what you see here, again, please share out to as many people as you can, and so they can subscribe and help us reach the goal here. That'd be very much appreciated. Thank you, guys. What would also be appreciated is if I can figure out how this frickin' scabbard is supposed to go on. Because apparently I didn't have it on the right way before. It's gonna have, thank you as well, I appreciate you. Erica says, period. Yeah, we out here. We're on that YouTube gurn. Oh, speaking of that YouTube gurn, I will say too, my friend Erica, who is also in the chat right now, is also another fantastic YouTube creator. If you like anime, if you like Genshin Impact, or if you ever wanted to learn more about either of those two things, then her channel is the place to be for all of that and much more. She's super funny, super endearing, absolutely love her content. Go subscribe to her and check her out too, y'all, if you haven't already. I'm sure she would very much appreciate it. Especially those of you who might be watching this VOD and hear me say that. This definitely applies to you as well. Okay, I love y'all. Speaking of VODs on this channel, I should go ahead and talk about that too. So, in general, now that YouTube has this feature, if you, for whatever reason, you ever miss a stream and you want to sort of catch up, see what happens, I will have like the full recorded like VOD or video on demand of the streams available on a live playlist on my YouTube channel for your viewing at any time. Additionally, once I get just a little bit better at using my editing software, yeah, of course, Erica, we will be also editing together some highlight reels from these streams as well, just for like a sort of summarized version of the goings on around here at Chimera Games. Let me fix this focus real quick and also sort of zoom in on this part right here. So what I'm doing now is I'm securing the model to the base because now it's fully assembled. I like to use my tweezers as a part of this process as a way to help me like get the model nice and level and make sure that it's on there nice and flush and the way it's supposed to be on there. What am I going to use for editing? I am going to use DaVinci Resolve. It was my go-to in school when I would edit like video projects for class and stuff. And it is really fun to use, in my opinion. Like, that's the thing, like, it makes editing to me fun. And editing's definitely gotta be fun, I feel like, if I'm gonna be a YouTuber. So to that end, I am going to use DaVinci Resolve for all of my editing purposes. Alright, we are just trying to secure her to the base right here. That should be good enough. This foot is supposed to go up like this to make her look a little bit more dynamic, so we don't have to really do much of anything about that. As long as at least one point of the model is anchored, this should be good enough. A little shake test. That looks good. All right, one sister down. 9 more to go. It's all good. We'll get there. We'll get there. And also pull out a little bit too, so to make things a little easier to see. Let's pull out, focus. All right, there we go. A little bit more of a HD view of everything in it. All right. Let's see here. Just taking another look at my... I'm gonna take another look at my instruction manual here. Put that over there. All right, so now we're on to this page right here. we could build this next battle sister with this special item right here. However, we don't really need her to have that, so to that end, I think I'm just gonna build her with the bolt pistol variation right here. So we're gonna build her like that. Oh, I like how she's carrying her helmet. I mean, sucks for me because then that's gonna be another face I have to paint, but that is a really dynamic pose. I really like that pose, so we are gonna roll with that. Oh, you know what? Oh, no. Actually, you know what we'll do? We'll actually give her a helmeted head, and you know what will be cool about the fact that she's carrying this helmet is that it doesn't have to be her own helmet. Like, what if, like, as like a sort of backstory thing, it's like her fellow battle sister, like, fell in battle, right? And she's like carrying her sister's like helmet off the battlefield, just to bring back like some piece of her. Lore-wise, the Adepta Sororitas don't have like, you know, really like emotional attachments to anything in life, but like we're gonna give our sister here an emotional detachment of sorts, just to give her a little bit of story, you know. Story in hobbying and model making and model building and stuff is a very important factor. It really gives the model a life of its own, so we're gonna attempt to give this model just a little bit more of that extra life of its own with this next one. Honestly, yes, we can. We can very much make it LGBT because that is also lore accurate too. Again, like the sisters aren't really like supposed to have / like not really they don't really have like any romantic attachments, but again, there are some canon sister stories out there in which they do. Basically in the world of Warhammer 40k, the universe of Warhammer 40k is so vast that pretty much anything is canon. Pretty much anything is canon. Alright, so our sister. That shall be her story. Here's a question for the chat though. What is this battle sister's name? Now taking name suggestions in the chat for this battle sister. And I'll make a note of that for my games, especially too. Just adjusting some settings on my computer. Okay. Let's see. We need parts 17 and 18 to start forming her body. Looks like some of the parts that are in the teens might be on this sprue. Not sure. That's part 20. Do we need part 20? We are going to need part 20 at some point, so I'm going to go ahead and cut that out since I spotted it. Usually the parts go in like numerical order relative to each other, so like if I need parts 18 and 19 for a certain model, I can like reasonably expect for there to be for part 20 to be involved too, especially when I'm like only partway through construction. So helps to plot in advance where I need to go, what I need to cut out, you know. Just little things, little shortcuts. Oh, you guys, come on. I'm sure you can think of something. We need part 23 because that's her backpack. We need part 19. What is this? Oh, this is her talisman. Yes. This is very important, of course, because they do carry these into battle as a sort of charm for protection. Jan? I like that. Jan the battle sister. Any other suggestions? Where's part 18? I can't find. Is it even on this? Oh, here's part 17 right here. Hey, Jess, what's good? Thank you so much. Appreciate you stopping by to say hi. Alright, so I guess this battle sister's name is Jan. She is Sister Jan. Sister Jan of Jan of Arc for long. I love that. Jan of Arc. Joan of Arc who? Let's see. There's some pogs in the chat for Jan. For Sister Jan over here. Can I get some pogs in the chat for Sister Jan? That was my attempt at doing a church organ. I am struggling to find this part right now. Oh my god, where is part 18? Part 18. Where are you? Yoo-hoo. Okay, it's probably on another sprue. Alright, that's fine. Appreciate the pogs. We'll make a pog champ out of you yet. I am struggling to find this part right now. Alright, it's probably over here. I've checked like all the other sprues. Okay, yeah, 15 and 16 are here. That's a good sign. It means we're getting closer. If there's one thing I really wish Games Workshop would do, is I really wish they would just number these in numerical order on the sprue, so they're just a little easier to find. That would be nice. I don't know why they don't do it that way. There's probably a good reason, but these are my thoughts. These are my feelings. We keep it real around here. I am looking for the right part, right? Oh, no. I mean, I am, but I'm looking for the wrong, like, shape. I need to look for a back. I'm looking for a front. Okay, that narrows it down significantly. This is why this takes a while. Sometimes. Alright, let's go back to that first sprue, because I probably, like, severely overlooked it. No, no. Oh wait, it's not just a back, it's a back, but it also has like a little bit of like the right arm attached to it too. Am I tripping? Oh my god. I should... Oh, there it is, found it. Let's go! We found it. It's right here. I was overlooking it the entire time. I was looking for like a fuller back than this. Don't know if that makes any sense, but there we go. All right. Oh my god. I was like actually low-key concerned I would not find that. I was like, oh my god, why is this eluding me? 22. Need part 22 right here as well. Okay, part 22. We already have part 21. All right, cool. Whew. That was a close one. Yeah, you know, speaking of like the lore of Warhammer 40k, that's one, like, if like involvement in Warhammer 40k or like just like miniatures in general were like a triangle, right? It'd be like gameplay, hobbying, which is like, you know, painting, building, etc., and then like lore. I think is how you could describe like the trifecta of like being into Warhammer 40k. And if I had to like pick two of my strengths, it would be like the gameplay and the hobbying side of things. Not so much the lore. I do own a couple of the novels for Warhammer 40k, which I am slowly chipping away at. I do not give myself enough time to read. I really should read more. I've been trying to read more this year. That's been one of like my sort of resolutions, without calling it a resolution necessarily. But yeah. Do y'all read? And if so, what do you like to read? Or do you like listening to audiobooks? Let me know. So once again, just cleaning up these parts here. Making sure that everything looks decent schmeecent before we go any further. because this also affects like the individual parts' abilities to adhere together properly as well. Isabel says, I recently remembered audiobooks as this. Yeah, me too. And because I walk dogs all day, I just listen to audio. Nice. Yeah, that's a good way to get through, like, I bet a good many audiobooks. Because, like, what? If dog walking is your job, right? You probably are out there for, like, what, hours at a time? You probably cut through a bunch of audiobooks. I think I've listened to, like, 10 books in the last 2. Dang. That is incredible. Big ups to you, because, shoot, 10 books in 2 weeks? I think that's, like... I'm sorry to say, but that is like more books than I think I've finished reading in the last like 3 years. I do like to read. I just don't read a lot of novels anymore. I'm one of those people who swear up and down that like school like ruined reading novels for me, but like I'm trying to find joy in it again. Like I said, especially with like the Warhammer novels. In fact, I can show you one of them right here. Got it right here on my shelf. Got book 1 of the Horus Heresy series right here, Horus Rising. Great read so far. I've been really enjoying this. The Horus Heresy is kind of like one of the foundational events of the Warhammer 40k universe. Basically, point of view, you're the Emperor of Mankind. You rule the entire galaxy and then some. You make some genetically modified clones of yourself, call them your sons, have them help you basically govern the galaxy, and each of them have their legions of space marines and everything, and it's like, everything's all hunky-dory, and then one of them betrays you, specifically the one named Horus, hence the name Horus Heresy. And then, yeah, stuff goes pretty bonkers from there. Pretty bonkers, not gonna lie. Pretty cray-cray. Okay, so I see this slot right here. Okay, perfect. So that's how that fits together. Okay, cool. All right, so let's go ahead and attach that. Yeah, my goal is to eventually read the entire Horus Heresy series, and if I can't find like the novel version, I might pick them up in audiobook form and listen to them on there, on like Audible or something, or any other sort of audiobook application out there, if they're not on Audible. Okay, that is looking pretty good. That is looking pretty good. Alright, so that's one part down. How many books in this series? Oh gosh, that's a lot. Let me see. There's a list of them on the inside cover right here. 34. The answer is 34 books. Let's see the light. Yeah, 34. There are 34 books. So, we got our work cut out for us. I forgot there are that many. Man. It's okay. We'll take it one step at a time. We got time. We got time. Let's see. I think that's how that's supposed to fit in there. I want to say yes. And if that doesn't work, then we know where stuff has gone wrong. Oh, no. I see what this is. This isn't a talisman. This is this is like the belt clip. This is like this is like the strap. The strap to... Oh, yeah, this is the strap to her gun. Okay, so this goes actually like... I have to flip this around and then... Yeah, okay. I understand how this is supposed to go on there now. I think. Still not looking the best. I think I might have put it on backwards before. Ah, yeah, here we go. Perfect. Yep, that's the way it's supposed to look. It's supposed to look just like that. Um, there we go. Slide some of that in there. Hold this together with the tweezers. Yeah. Going back to books though, I remember like when I was a kid, I had two favorite book series. One was the City of Ember books. Read all four of those like lickety split. And then I really loved, I don't know how many people would remember this, but the 39 Clues. I don't know if anyone remembers the 39 Clues, but like the 39 Clues, like that was like my jam. In fact, it was so much my jam that was kind of like, it kind of became my whole brand. And when I was in like the 4th grade, everyone knew me as the 39 Clues guy because I just would not shut up about it. And I was looking for other people who read the books so we could like talk about the mystery. I was like, anyone read 39 Clues? Anyone? Yeah, I got on a lot of people's nerves with that one, but it's all good though. Then of course they gotta shout out the OG of OGs, the Hunger Games. I remember way back like a few years ago, like 3 years ago, when the pandemic first started, you know, I remember I went to Target like on an emergency grocery run for my family, my local Target. And right when I walk in, not only do I see like Animal Crossing New Horizons on like right there at the front because it had just launched that day, but also like the new like Hunger Games book, the one that focuses on President Snow, the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. So that's what I did. I picked up both. I picked up both and never looked back. But I really enjoyed the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Isabel says, I was a series. Oh, Series of Unfortunate Events. Now that is an absolute banger of a series right there. That is excellent taste you have there. Excellent taste you have there. All right. How is this supposed to slide? And I should have done a dry. Oh, there we go. I was gonna say, almost roasted myself for not doing a dry fit first and regretting it. But that was a pretty easy fit to do. Anyway. How about I do anyway? Okay, get that arm in there. Okay, there we go, perfect. Alright, that looks pretty good. I'm willing to let that go. Okay. We'll do the backpack last for this sister, because it looks like the rest of the construction here is going to be kind of complicated a little bit. So, next we need... What do we need next? What is that? Ah, gotcha, okay. So we need... We need parts 33 and 34 next. Let me go back to our sprue and find those parts. 33 and 34. 33 and 34. Not on this sprue. Oh, it's probably on this one. Series of Unfortunate Events. Going back to that though, how many books were in Series of Unfortunate Events? I don't remember. I never read those books as a kid. I only saw the first movie, like the original movie that they made with I think it was it Jim Carrey who was in that movie? I don't remember who was in the Series of Unfortunate Events movie from like the early 2000s. Someone let me know. Someone let me know while I search for these parts that I need yet again. You do not remember. That's okay. Let's see. Number 33. You are just the shoulder pad, so that shouldn't be too hard to find. Oh, you know what? You're probably somewhere over here because these are the other build options for the. Yep, there you go. Perfect. Yep, here we go. The show with Neil Patrick Harris is an experience. I never saw the show. What's it on? Was it on Netflix? Or was it on like Hulu or something? I don't remember what the show was on. 13 books. Oh wow. That makes sense because 13, unlucky number 13, series of unfortunate events. That makes a lot of sense. That is very on brand. Thank you for helping us solve that mystery. Oh, and it was Jim Carrey. Okay. Gotcha. Wow. And then the show was a Netflix original. Got it. Okay. Yeah, I remember seeing the trailer for a series of unfortunate events, the movie, all the time back in the day, especially like on like DVDs I owned as a kid. God, I used to be obsessed with DVDs. I had like a whole ass like collection, especially like Disney movie DVDs. I don't know if y'all remember Disney movie DVDs, but the games that used to be on Disney movie DVDs used to be like my favorite thing. Like those things would have me like glued to the screen for hours at a time, especially the Aladdin virtual carpet ride, where you eventually had to like try and rescue Jasmine from Jafar. I tried like so many times to beat that game as a little kid, and I always got so frustrated when I couldn't. And I remember the day I think I was like 7 years old, and I finally beat that game for the first time. I was like, yes, victory! Oh yes! And it was so much fun. Those, now that I think about it, those Disney games might have low-key been like my very first video games. You had Lion King on VCR. Ooh, vintage. Lion King on VCR. God, I love that movie. I like this song. This is a pretty song. Also, like, if y'all want to listen to this music just like for your own, this is literally it's from a playlist called it's from a brand album. I don't know really what to call it, but this one content creator, oops, knocked my mic. This one content creator, Harris Heller, made like a bunch of these like royalty-free tracks for streamers to use on their live streams and stuff. It's called Stream Beats by Harris Heller. He's got a bunch of different Stream Beats albums. This one's called Sakura Dreams. So if you're interested in like listening to this on your own at any point in time, you can look it up. It's on all platforms where streaming is did. Okay, all we need now is the head for this model, which we can use a wide variety of options for this one. I'm going to use a helmeted option from this sprue right here. So just going to grab a number 141 head right there. I'm going to grab a base. And now it's time for final assembly. Not final assembly, so to speak, but let me move my mic back over here. Alright. Oh no. Ah, shoot. I pushed this off before it fully dried. That was my bad. I gotta re-glue this real quick. Or re-cement this, I should say. I really like the sculpts on these sisters models. These are relatively new models in the overall 40k range. Not that the army itself is new, but the army, when it got released for the current edition of the game, got a whole like range refresh on all their models. So kits that were either made of like metal or resin before were recast into plastic, and they got some new poses, some new detailing on them, some more high definition detailing on them, all of which is of course very much poggers. To put it in the vernacular, of course. Okay. Now we are going to very gently attach this sister onto her base. Okay. I'll put some on that back foot too, just in case. The Secret Series and the Weston game were great books. I was also hooked on... That was also when I liked them and stick it. Oh, interesting. I'd never heard of those before. I don't remember ever hearing about those. What are like the secret? Oh, wait, the Secret Series, was that fucking like the name of this book is Secret? Was it? Well, it was those books, right? Because if that's what we're talking about, I never read the other books, but I loved that first book. Is that what you're talking about, Gray? Yeah, I thought so. Okay, nice. Yeah, I remember those. Also, I'm noticing this sister right here is a little loose in a few key areas, so I'm just gonna do some quick light repair work. Oh, I see you said, Erica, oh my god, I love those. Holy heck. Ah, nice. Nice. Oh, shoot. I just fully broke this sister's arm off. Fun times. Well, again, like I said, this is the point in the build process where it is totally fine if stuff goes wrong. Because everything is still in a very much fixable phase. Wait, so okay, going back now to this conversation about the secret book. So I remember there was the name of this book is Secret, but I don't remember what the other ones were called. What were the other? There were like what, 3, 4 books, 5 books in that series? I don't remember. I remember it being a trilogy, but maybe I like just lost track. Maybe I lost track. Because there's the name of this book is Secret. Yeah, I'm totally drawing a blank on the rest of the titles of the other books. Okay, that looks a lot better. Okay. 2 sisters down. Nice. All right. There's 5 books. Yes. 39 clues. I don't remember anything about those books, but I remember being obsessed. Yeah. So, Janine, 39 clues. So, 39 Clues was this series that Scholastic published, where it's like these like 2 siblings. I think their names were like Amy and Dan, if I remember correctly. Like I think they like had like an older. I'm like, wow, I'm struggling to recall the plot of this. It's like they had like an older relative die or something, and they left behind like this fortune that would like grant them the power to like rule the world or whatever. And to find the fortune, they gotta like track down 39 different clues around the world, and they're like different branches of the family are like all vying for power. They're all going after the... Did anyone end up solving the 39 clues? yeah, they're all going after the treasure, and they do. So of course our protagonists, spoiler alert, by the end of the last book, they end up solving the mystery. They end up finding out what the treasure is. I won't say what the treasure is, or maybe I will. It was like I think it was like some like serum that's supposed to like grant eternal life or something like that. I don't remember. It was like some sort of like scientific like miracle that they find instead, and it's like, oh my god, this really could change the world. And then the series goes on for about 20 more books after the fact. I never read all those, but like the main series, like that was my jam. That was indeed my jam. Okay, what do we got next? Up next we have... Okay, another standard battle sister, perfect. So we need parts 62, 63, and 64. Let's see. The name of this book is secret. If you're reading this, it's too late. This book is not good for you. This isn't what it looks like. You have to stop this. Ah, okay, yeah, those were the titles of the secret series. Okay, yeah, I remember those. I remember those now. Yeah, honestly, I kind of want to reread those too. I want to find them now somewhere and like reread them. Oh, Janine. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. So to add on, so the reason why I liked the 39 Clues so much as well was that there was this. It was kind of like an augmented reality, sort of like mixed reality, immersive, like a game that went along with it too. So like you would collect these cards when you bought the books, right? You would put like there were these codes on the cards that you would go onto like the 39 Clues website. You'd put them in, and you'd be like collecting clues basically. There was like a worldwide competition to see like which kid in like real life could like solve the mystery of the 39 clues by like going and collecting all the cards and playing these like mini games online basically. I do not remember if anyone ended up solving them. I'm gonna have to look that up later. I don't remember if anyone ever solved the 39 clues. Oh, you know what? It is 8:36, so give me 1 second here, y'all. I'm just gonna turn the music down a little bit. Just flip back to me real quick. Okay, so... Oh, excuse me. Let me back my mic off right here a little bit. There we go. Okay, so we are an hour and a half into the stream, which means, of course, it's time for me to hydrate, because I've not had water in a little bit. Always remember to hydrate. If you yourself have not hydrated in a little bit, then here is your friendly reminder. What up, Ultralord? How you doing, man? What does 8:36 mean? 8:36 means nothing, other than it's just been an hour and a half since I started the stream. You know, figured I should take a hydration break since I'm sitting here talking to y'all and to myself. How are y'all doing? How's everyone doing? Pit those pit stains are insane. Oh my god. Anyway, proof that I am hydrated, right? Anyway, how's everyone doing? Y'all enjoying the stream? Y'all having fun? Let me know how you're feeling. You know what? While we do have a bit of a pause right here, I will go ahead and see what I can do about adjusting our chat real quick. Excuse me. Let's see. Yeah, so first of all, this chat font size is like way too high. Not high, it's way too small. It's way too small. What does like a 30 point? Oh, that is way too big. Okay, 20 point font. Okay, that looks more reasonable. Let's try 25. No, 20, 21. 21. And look at that. That ended up being the the solution to all of our problems. Guess I should have known. 21. Overworked but good, fam. Overworked? Why? What's going on? Also, I'm going to adjust some things real quick. We're going to make this a dark chat to make it easier to see. And we are going to decrease... Oh, that is the entire opacity. What Let's see, how does this look on on stream so far? Ooh, okay. Don't quite like that. Don't quite like that. So we're going to go back to a transparent chat and hit save. Isabel says, except the bus I'm on, it was running 40 minutes late and I just want to eat pop. Mood. I'm sure we can all relate to the being on a bus and wanting Popeyes for sure, or at least, I don't know. It seems like a pretty universal experience to me. I mean, I'm fending for Popeyes right now, and I had a sufficient amount of dinner before I hopped online. God, frick, now I want Popeyes. All right, that's fine. Maybe we'll get Popeyes. We'll see. I'll keep y'all posted. Ultralord says, I've been spending the last 2 days working only my thesis project. Or, I see, working on your thesis project. Dang. Woo! Thesis project. I know that must be intense for you. Oh, hold on. I just realized the chat is not looking the way it should be looking. Sorry. What is your thesis on again? Remind me. I know you told me once, but remind me what's on again? What it's on again? What did I have for dinner? I had, I made some burgers last night, had some leftovers, so I had the rest of them. I had the rest of them tonight for dinner, along with some salad, just like a little salad kit I bought from Trader Joe's. Really, during Black History Month? Yes, because honestly, when is it ever not a good time to get Popeyes? Really making the ancestors proud on that one. Grad school struggles. Oh yeah, that's right, because both you and Ultralord are both in grad school right now. That's true. Your project has changed like 3 times. Bro, what? 3 times? Dang. That's intense. Sounds like that's a lot to deal with. Well, what is it right now? Now I am seriously considering getting that Popeyes. Man. Yeah, I might end up getting that. If not tonight, I might get it for lunch tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see. Alright. Gonna flip back now. No, please do not encourage me. Do not encourage my poor eating habits. Alright, let me flip back over here. Let's get back to work. Where are we now? Right, hunting down parts 62 through 64. We're trying to model the output from the visual cortex. Whoa. That's some that sounds like some high level stuff right there, my guy. Model the output from the visual cortex. I really what the fuck does that mean, Kobe Bryant? I'm dead. Yeah, I will say, like, I wish my brain were big enough to understand what that means. Would love to hear, like, if you could, like, dumb it down in, like, the simplest terms possible. If you could explain that, that'd be kind of litty. Okay, here we go. 62, part 62 right here, which means 63 and 64 should be nearby, hopefully. Two. 63. Here's 63 right here. We can just sort of twist that one out like that. And then number 64 is her other leg. And there it is right there at the top. So we can twist that one out too. Okay. And then what else do we need? We need part 61 too. This one right here. Basically, we're recording the brain activity of someone looking at a pretty picture and then writing some programs which can take the picture and reproduce the activity. Interesting. So like it sounds, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, you're kind of like making AI that can like identify beauty? Is that what you're doing? Also explaining all this with only 200 characters is scuffed. Mood, thank you for your effort though, my guy. I appreciate that. Oh my god. I appreciate you trying all the same, my guy. Ooh. There we go. Not exactly. Oh, okay, I got you. I was gonna say, that's kind of scary. That's kind of like, that's hella sci-fi, if that's what you're going for. Shoot. Oh, my roommate's home. I just realized my roommate's home. I had my headphones on, so I couldn't really hear that well. Okay. This looks like a right foot, yes. Pretty picture is a very loose term. I see. So it's a bit more complicated than that. Did you hear about the new Microsoft AI chat? No, I did not. Hey, Zeal, welcome back. Thanks for coming back. As you can see, we're still here, doing the same old, same old. Talking about AI a little bit. My friend Ultralord here, he was telling us about his thesis. Where, to put it in his words, I'll reread the message in case you can't see it. He says, basically, we're recording the brain activity of someone looking at a pretty picture and then writing some programs which can take the picture and reproduce the activity. Which sounds very cool, very sci-fi. But no, Ultralord, I did not hear about Microsoft's new AI chatbot. Look it up after you stream, it's so funny. Okay. If I didn't care too much about keeping us on task here, I would look it up right now, because I am curious to see, but I will be sure to look it up after we get offline for the night here. Look it up after you stream it, it's so funny. What's it called? Is it just, if I look up just like Microsoft AI chatbot, I should be able to find it? Does it have a name? Out of curiosity, because I feel like a lot of these chat robots have names. Go. Oh, come on. Yeah, I don't want a gap right there. Let's see. Oh, I forgot to turn the music back up. My bad, y'all. Let me take care of that for y'all real quick. Check that level. That looks good. I'm gonna lower that a little bit. There we go. Look up Microsoft AI chatbot Avatar movie. What? Oh no. Am I gonna like where? Am I okay? Am I? Do I need? Oh man, I really hope that this does not turn out to be what I'm thinking it's going to turn out to be. Oh, I forgot to clean up this part right here. There we go. Okay. Is it like, it's not like a Navi or something that like talks to you, right? Avatar, Microsoft AI chatbot Avatar movie, or is this like the oh, I just realized my gain is up really high. Sorry about that, y'all. Sometimes when I bump this mic, I accidentally turn my game knob by mistake. Is this like one of those things where like an AI like writes a movie script? Yeah, what am I working on currently? So yeah, oh yeah, because a couple of you have popped in. So I'm working on some battle sisters for Warhammer 40k, the Adepta Sororitas army to be specific, or the Sisters of Battle. These are just standard rank and file battle sisters troops I'm working on right now. Right now I'm just sort of building out like some basic sisters with some basic loadouts, none that are too like terribly powerful or advanced in terms of gameplay. Yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. We're on our third sister out of 10. You're making pretty decent progress so far, I'd say. Let me see. We need part... Okay, what other parts do we need? I need part 65. You said... Oh, as you said no. Is that, no as in, like, no, it's not like one of those things where, like, an AI writes a movie script for, like, say, in this case, Avatar? It's not that. 66, part 66. Get your kicks on Route 66. There we go. What else do we need? We need... Alright, I need part 69. Nice. Where is part 69? There's part... Ooh, she's got a grenade in her hand with this part. Nice. I like that. That's gonna look very dynamic and cool. Part 69, friends. Give it up. Get some nices in the chat for part 69. Nice. You just sent me the article. Oh boy. I cannot wait to read it. Oh boy. Oops, sorry, I just realized I was doing all that off camera. Thank you for the nices in the chat. Okay. Gonna have to transfer buses, but I'll be back in a moment. Okay, cool. We will be here. Trust me, we will be here. We'll be here when you get back. Okay. Okay. That arm was a little trickier to get in. I'm gonna go just in there with a little bit more plastic cement to sort of seal that. Okay, I'm gonna try and do this other arm now too. See, so this kind of goes like across the shoulder. Oh, no. This is an alternate pose that I chose. Oh, no. It's supposed to still go across the shoulder or across the chest like this. So, like, the arm's supposed to kind of look like, or maybe not. I don't know. Hold on. I actually have a couple options with how I can pose this arm. I think I like the open arm, like about to throw pose like this the best. So we're gonna do it like that. As long as it stays. Hold on, I'm gonna redo the arm right here. But if you look at the arm I just sort of took off here, let me zoom in so this is easier to see. zoom in so this is a little easier to see. Get that in focus. You can see how on this arm right here, even for just like the short amount of time that was on there, the plastic cement was already starting to do its work, basically. So this is what I'm talking about right here, when the plastic cement melts the plastic and creates a bond between two different parts to sort of fuse it into like one cohesive piece. So yeah, it starts working pretty much instantly upon contact. And then you have a little bit of working time to make any sort of adjustments you might need. That's kind of the name of the game. Let's see here. There we go. All right, now that's attached, that's fully attached. We can now carefully turn this around, apply some plastic cement on this peg right here, and attach her backpack. There we go, perfect. Also, I should explain too that my friend and moderator Ultralord, who's in the chat, yeah, y'all can not blame him for being the reason why we're all here tonight, but he and I, we've been best friends for a while now, and he is a Warhammer expert, as it were. Been very much involved in this hobby for a long time. Anytime I ever had questions about the hobby, anytime I ever had like things I wanted to know more about, especially lore, Ultralord has always had my back, and I appreciate him for that, because it can be pretty daunting getting into this hobby. There is a lot involved with it, sort of just, you know, building the models and painting them, which in and of themselves can be somewhat daunting tasks, but like learning all about this wonderful universe of Warhammer 40k has been overall just like a really personally rewarding experience for me. So like, I'm glad I put the effort in to really learn more about this stuff, because like Warhammer, I mean, for those of you who are like online and like nerdier spaces, you know, Warhammer, the memes have been popular in like other like spheres online for like a really long time, and that's kind of how like that was kind of like the extent of my Warhammer exposure for the longest time. I like just knew the memes, and that was it, like, oh, this is heresy, like, oh no, like, oh, for the Emperor, and all that sort of stuff. And then when I got COVID back in December of 2021, I was stuck in quarantine at school with nothing to do, and I was thinking about Warhammer, because I think Ultralord, you had sent me a picture of you playing with your brother, and I was like, or something like that, I think, and I was like, huh, you know, I realized in that moment that like I had never seen someone actually play a game of Warhammer 40k. So I started looking it up on YouTube, and I found channels like Tabletop Tactics and Art of War, and especially Play on Tabletop, which is one of my personal favorites. Those guys are heroes of mine. And I ended up watching about like 4 hours worth of battle reports, or, you know, gameplay videos of Warhammer 40k. And the rest is history. Yeah. So if you like want to see like the game in action, hopefully I would love to do battle reports on this channel one day, once I sort of have like the space and the opportunity and the time to film them. But for now, I recommend, like, you know, going especially to Play on Tabletop's channel and checking them out. Likely you've heard of them if you're here already, maybe not. They do what's a series called 40k in 40 minutes, where they play a game and they edit it down to like a nice tidy 40 minutes. Because you know, sometimes battle reports games can go on for like 3 hours at a time on average, and like, you know, other channels will like upload like the full game kind of unedited, and that can be kind of hard to watch. It's still interesting, but not really so, like, kind of hard to follow if you don't know what's going on. But Play on tabletops, 40k in 40 minutes, really easy to follow, really well edited, really exciting to watch. Clearly they're exciting to watch because now, like, here I am. Oh, and one thing I should mention too, it's so funny because I remember after I started watching the battle reports, I messaged Ultra Lord and I was like, oh man, this stuff looks really cool, but like, I just remember the reason why you love this story, so I had to make sure I've mentioned this. I was like, man, I really like this stuff. Like, this stuff is really cool. I bumped my camera, careful. I will bring my camera the next time we play together. But anyway, I was like, man, this stuff is really cool, but like, I don't know if I could like really get into this right now. I don't really know if I have like the time or like the money to buy models. But this is definitely something I'll keep in mind in the future, I told him. The future ended up being literally the following week. I went to my local game store and I bought my first box of models, and I did not look back. I thought I was going to end up putting it off for a lot longer than I actually did. But what can I say? I had to answer the call one way or another, you know? And now here we are. Now trying to be a mini wargaming / Warhammer YouTuber. What an arc. What an arc. Anyway, back to work. Okay, so next battle sister. What do we got here? Part 4. No, we are on part 5. Here we go. Okay, cool. So part 5 for this sister. She can either be built, again, kind of just like plain Jane or plain Jan, I guess I should say. Like here, or we can build her with a heavy flamethrower. As much as I would love to build her with a heavy flamethrower, she would cost extra points that I don't want to spend on my army if I were to build her with the heavy flamethrower. So we're gonna just build her as a normal sister, because again, don't really need that extra heavy flamer. I'm glad you're thanks, man. I appreciate that. I'm glad I'm in this hobby too. Like, honestly, like, it has been like so rewarding to like be in this hobby and to like be learning and growing in it, and just having a blast while doing it too. I think, you know, I was the kid, you know, who tried like everything growing up, kinda, or tried his best to try like, or I tried a lot of different things to try and like see what would stick, right? You know, I tried music, I tried like dancing, sports, things like this, things like that, I mean, and like none of those things ever really like stuck, but Warhammer has been like the thing that's really stuck. I think, like, you know, it's you know, like it's one of those things that it's easy to learn, hard to master, sure, but like the experience of like getting better at like painting and building and playing, and the way they're all tied into each other is just so engaging in a way that I haven't really been engaged by anything else in my life before. So like that's the thing that's just like so cool about this stuff for me personally. And it's the type of, and that's what sort of like compels me to want to share it with you all, is the fact that I think this stuff is just like so much like fun. Like, it's really just so much fun for me, you know? And hopefully the more we all spend time together, you can get a sense of that fun for yourself too. Gotta go. See, let me read some of your chats. It helped offset my weird experience of doing this stuff since I was like 5. Mood. Yep, I'm right there with you in the trenches now, brother. See, Isabel's back. Hello. Erica says, I've got to go and catch up on some Z's. Had so much fun. Congrats again, man. Good night, y'all. Thank you so much, Erica. Thank you so much for stopping by. Really appreciate your support. Thanks again for all like your help and your advice. Go get some good sleeps. I'll talk to you later. Peace out. All right. Building. We need parts 113, 114, and 115 and 116. Okay, cool. Those are not on this sprue. Let me see. Let me find the heavy. Oh, here's the heavy flamer right here. So the heavy flamer is on this sprue, which means the rest of the parts we need are probably here. And here's 114. So again, we're going to just do that. Okay. 114. Well, we'll peel out 115 right here. We need 113, which is right next to it. Okay. Sometimes I gotta angle these a bit differently to really get in there and get the parts you need to grab. There we go. Okay. There's that. 115, 114, 113. We need 116 right here and 117. Okay. 117. Pop that out. Where's 117? Right here. Perfect. Part 117 is this one right here. Alright. 904. We are making good progress. Obviously, we have completed 4 models, building 4 models in the last couple of hours. So what I'm thinking is I'll go until... Maybe I'll go into for like an extra, maybe like an hour or so more. And then y'all let me know what you think, if you'd want to see the rest of the build process on stream, or you know, I was also thinking about just like completing the rest of the building for this box offline. That way we can get to the painting part of things a little bit faster, and y'all can see that. Let me know in the chat which one you all might be more interested in. Would love to hear your thoughts. Definitely would appreciate any and all input y'all have to provide. Did I get that? No, I need to... Here we go. I need to cut that out a little bit more. And once again, I want to point out to the subscriber goal at the top of the screen right there. My goal is, once again, to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year on my YouTube channel. And with your help, I can definitely get there. So once again, I'm just going to say, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on the stream. Show your love in that regard. Really helps me out with like the algorithm to show that y'all are engaged, of course. Don't forget to turn on my post notifications as well, so that way you can like know when I'm going live next time, which again will be once weekly on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And share this with your friends, especially if they're into the hobby too, or if they're just into nerdy stuff. Would love to have them aboard. And have them join us on our wild, wacky hobbying adventures. Okay. Let's see here. Is this the right piece? Yes, it is. T-minus 30 minutes until Popeyes. Nice. Very nice. Sounds like the Popeyes is now imminent. This is exciting news. Oh, did I have this backwards? No, this is the wrong piece. That's why I couldn't fit it on there. Haha. When in doubt, don't forget to RTFM, as they say in the PC building space. RTFM, of course, standing for read the fucking manual. In life, when in doubt, remember to always RTFM. Why did I choose Sisters as an army? That is a great question. So I chose Sisters for a few reasons, and these are also reasons that I think anyone should keep in mind if they're planning on getting into Warhammer or any sort of like army-based miniature war game. I guess army-based, that's redundant, but like any sort of miniature war game. First of all, I really love their aesthetics. I think the Sisters models are all absolutely stunning. They just look great on the table. I love bringing my sister's models to games, and like people are like, oh my god, like these look so good. I'm like, thanks so much. I'm like, because like my painting skills are, you know, they're decent, but like really like the way these models are designed, it does like so much of the legwork for me, in terms of making them look really great, because they're just aesthetically very pleasing to me. The next thing that made me choose Sisters as an army is their rules, the way they play on the tabletop. So Sisters are very much in general glass cannons on the tabletops. Like they can't take a lot of hits, but they can dish out a lot of damage in a very short span of time. By the way, Ultra Lord, next time we play, be forewarned now, I figured out a way to spam mortal wounds with a certain character, and I will be interested very much in trying that out on your Thousand Suns. But anyway, so I really like the way they play on the tabletop. I really like how aggressive they can be, the types of weapons they use, the type of units they have available to them. All that's really cool to me. And then lastly, the lore of the Sisters is very interesting to me as well. I think the lore is like some of the coolest in the game. And I will explain that as soon as I glue on this leg. I think I have been successful at gluing on this leg. No, I have not been. Hold on. Stand by for leg glue. Armon will welcome the challenge and likely blow himself up. Oh my god. Was it in our last game when he blew himself up when he tried using one of his psychic powers? I don't remember. Hold on. I need the support tweezers. My emotional support tweezers. And then we glue on this leg. Ah, I see, okay. So it's like, and so it's like turned inward like that. Historically, my Ahriman always turns his brain inside out with miscasts. Yikes. That happens, though. So what happens when you're a filthy heretic, my guy. To the non-Warhammer fanatics in the chat, don't worry. I will explain what all this nerd speak means in like 2 seconds. I just need to concentrate on getting this this leg glued into the inside. Gotta have the emotional support tweezers, right? Exactly. Okay, this leg is actually giving me a little bit of trouble. Hold on. I remember having trouble with this exact model, this exact pose when I built my very first box of Sisters. Oh shoot. Okay, hold on. I think we need glue. Magnus did nothing wrong. Debatable. 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 Okay. Almost there. This is being a little finicky right now. I also need to slow down a little bit and try to get this in there properly. I just don't understand which way it's supposed to, like, face, really. Okay. That looks okay. No, it doesn't. Let me try and fix that up a little bit more. I mean, at this point, we've kind of low-key mashed the joining point right there into smithereens. Not ideal, but not the end of the world either. Got a little bit of plastic cement on my fingers, but that's okay because thankfully, since my hands aren't made of plastic, it will not stick to me. Oh, that's why that awkward gap is there. It's because, like, her gun's gonna go on her hip right there, so that's gonna get covered up, okay. I was trying to figure out this entire time if I should, like, try to cover that up or not. Okay, but we do have a bigger problem. This slid out of place while we were doing all that. So let me try to fix that. Okay. Just gonna slide some plastic cement in there, and then in a very careful fashion, try to... Okay, hold on. We need to take this fully apart now. Hold on. That's okay. These things happen. Just gotta keep on keeping on. And then once I get through this, I will give that little lore talk that I mentioned a few minutes ago. Thank you for being patient with me, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Okay, so that's actually supposed to be like more tucked in right there than I thought. So actually, let's do this. Boom, boom, boom. The nice thing is, like, any scars from like any sort of excess plastic cementing that we're doing right now are going to be covered up very well once we start to prime these models for painting. So that's good. And now we grab the emotional support tweezers. Secure that like that. Okay. And now we apply some plastic cement right here. And bada bing bada boom, we're good. Okay. Alright, cool. We'll leave that there for now. Time for a very brief, hopefully, lore talk. So basically, I mentioned before that one of the reasons why I really love the sisters is their lore. And it's kind of really silly how that came about. So, mentioned the Empire of Mankind, mentioned the Emperor of Mankind, right? Ruler of the entire Milky Way galaxy, and then some, pretty much. Okay, so, Mans is the leader of basically a cult. He's basically the figurehead of a giant imperial cult, right? And as a part of that imperial cult, you have what's called the ecclesiarchy, which is basically like the church that worships the emperor as like this sort of god emperor, right? It's all very honky-dory, and of course by honky-dory I mean extremely corrupt, in fact. And in fact there is one such corrupt individual within the ecclesiarchy by the name of good old Doge Van Dyer. Yes, you heard me right. Doge Van Dyer is his canonical name. Anyway, Doge Van Dyer, he got up to some stuff. He got some ideas. He wanted to become the God Emperor of mankind. You know, he wanted to take over his boss's job. I mean, how many of us haven't wished that, you know, before in life, right? So anyway, Doge, he goes on this little excursion and he discovers this cult of female warriors who all worship the emperor and who are all extremely adept at combat. And he's like, hey, come work for me, and I'm gonna take us all to the highest of highs. We're all gonna pursue greatness together, basically, right? And they're like, okay. And also, I should mention at this point that I'm like grossly oversimplifying this story, right? So they go, they commit a treachery or two, etc., etc. Fast forward a little bit, we're on planet Earth. We're inside the Imperial Palace. Doge Van Dyer is invading with the entire force of the ecclesiarchy at his disposal. And stuff looks really bad. Stuff is looking like really bad right now, right? The sisters, they infiltrate, yes, indeed, mommies. They infiltrate the Imperial Palace, and they basically get right up to the throne room of the Emperor, about ready to, you know, pop a cap in him. And the Emperor's bodyguard, the Adeptus Custodes, they stop them and they're like, hey, listen, we'll make a deal with y'all right now. You guys are very good at what you do. You're very good at combat. We like your work. We're big fans. come work for us instead and betray that traitor Doge Van Dyer, basically. And you know, from there we'll let bygones be bygones. Also, you get to meet the Emperor, and he'll give you some special cool powers and holy relics and stuff that give you some more special powers. And they're like, okay. So they turn on Doge Van Dyer. He gets bopped. End of story, pretty much there. Later on, the Empire, they passed this decree banning the ecclesiarchy basically from ever like assembling an army again, or rather the specific wording of the Imperial Creed said, the ecclesiarchy shall never again assemble men at arms. And this is the key word here, because basically like some like Imperium lawyer was like, you said men at arms, but you did not say women. And so that's how the Adepta Sororitas was born, basically out of a legal loophole. The ecclesiarchy is like, well, you said we couldn't have men at arms, but we can have women at arms. And that's why all the ecclesiarchy soldiers, pretty much except for the inquisitors, are female. That is how the Adepta Sororitas became the main fighting force of the ecclesiarchy of the Imperium of Mankind. And there's your lore story hour for you, pretty much. I'm gonna flip back to the building now. Connor's, on the other hand, Connor's army, the one we were sort of talking about before, Ultralord's army, he plays this army called Thousand Sons, which, going back to that thing I mentioned earlier, the Horus Heresy, they were one of the traitor legions of Space Marines that turned against the Empire and joined Horus's side. They're all into like magic and sorcery and knowledge. And their leader, their Primarch, Magnus, he wanted to stay on the side of the Emperor during the Horus Heresy. He was like doing his best to help. He's like, Father, just let me help, please. Like, I have all these ideas. I also know how to like, it's giving Macduff's C-section. That's a good Shakespeare reference. That's one all the cool kids are gonna get. Appreciate that. But going back to Magnus, so Magnus was like, you know, he was trying to figure out how to use the warp, this like, you know, this place in between places, you know, the immaterium, to like try and figure out basically how to like fast travel across the galaxy and also use it to like, you know, beat back the forces of chaos that were threatening the Empire. And he's like, Dad, we should use this. This would really help us out. And Emperor was like, no, son, go sit in the corner being his home planet of Prospero. There's another Shakespeare reference for you right there. And behave yourself. Fast forward, Magnus is like, oh shoot, there's like a chaos threat coming to Earth. I should warn Daddy about this. I need to warn the Emperor. I can't get there in time though unless I use the warp. And so what does he do? He attempts to warp into the Imperial Palace in order to warn the Emperor. And unfortunately, the very forces of chaos that he was trying to stop from invading Earth followed him through the wormhole. And let's just say that the holy cities and the major mega cities of Terra were not having, or of Earth, did not have a very good time after that. But Magnus was only trying to help. And that's where we get the meme, Magnus did nothing wrong, basically. The Magnus apologists of the Warhammer fan base will attest to that till the end of time, basically, because in their opinion, he simply did nothing wrong. He simply did nothing wrong. Debatable, though, to those of us who aren't filthy heretic traitors. What parts do I need? I need part 127 and 126. Okay, cool. Here's 127 right here. Also, Ultralord, please correct me on any factual inaccuracies of my story. Like I said, I'm still a little baby boy when it comes to the lore of Warhammer 40k. Except for Sisters lore, I'm pretty confident in that because obviously that's my favorite army. But yeah, if I left out any facts, or if you want to just try in vain to defend your boy Magnus, I'm willing to listen. I'm here to have a dialogue with you. I want to hear you out. I want to hear all sides of the issue. Oh yeah, too. That's true. And the Thousand Suns do really have this like really cool like ancient Egyptian aesthetic to them as well. You think they're pretty? Oh, thanks. Appreciate that. What can I say? I've been doing my reading. You know, my signed reading. I don't know jack about the sisters. Fair. Let's see. Okay, there's part 126 right there. I need part 125, which is her backpack, which is the one I already started to loosen up a little bit, so we can just pop that out like that. Yeah, part 125, and then we need a head, and again, this is going to be a helmeted sister, because helmets are always easier to paint than faces, and I want to save time. I want to save time here. Okay. Let's clean up these parts, and then we'll attach them, and then that should be that for this sister, yeah. I will say, I really am a big fan of the way the sisters models are just designed to make building a little bit easier than it could be too. I have a couple of other armies built and painted, which again you can find on my Instagram, linked down in the description below. And those armies, some of those armies I had a really hard time building the models for, especially my Adeptus Custodes, who are those Imperial bodyguards that I mentioned a little bit earlier when I was going through my lore breakdown. But yeah, Sisters models are always really fun to build for me though. Those and Necrons, the skeleton boys. I really like building those too. Okay. Just because I saw it, I'm gonna go ahead and clean up this little mold line right here. It's hard to hold the helmet because it's tiny, so I'm gonna prop that up. Can I do this? Nope. Okay. Oop, almost lost the helmet there. All right, let's try to do this as carefully as possible. Carefully. There we go. Perfect. That looks nice and clean. Again, since these are just sort of our rank and file troops, I'm not super duper concerned about cleaning the mold lines, since these are again just rank and file troops. But if I do find that the mold lines are egregious enough, I will. And if I happen to if I can see them, if they catch my eye as I'm building, then that's my sign that I should clean them. Is pretty much the metric I use when it comes to my rank and file troops, at least. When it comes to special characters, oh, you better believe that those mold lines are all going away before we are done for the day. Bars. One other thing I could do too that I'm not going to do again with these, not with these rank and file models, but I will in future more advanced builds, is I could take I have a hand drill, and I could drill a hole where the gun barrel is to try and haul it out and make it look a bit more realistic and less toy-like. Again, not something that I have to really worry about too much with rank and file troops, where the detail isn't that majorly important on them. But for special characters, that's another thing that I would consider when working on my build. And I did not glue this properly. Hold on. Oh. Okay. Let us see. And then we're gonna glue this arm. Wait, how's this supposed to go? Oh, I see she's pointing outward, so this needs to go. I need to tilt this up a little bit. Okay, that looks good. Let me, hold on. Whew. I don't drill out the barrels either. Yeah, especially on smaller models like these, it's just not worth it. There's just not enough plastic there to really work with, to really make that worth. And it's so it's hardly noticeable if you, it would be so hard to notice if you were to do it. So it's like, why even bother? Of course, we care about the quality of our models here, but more than quality, perhaps we care most about having fun and not making things like any harder on ourselves than they have to be. And that doesn't mean that we don't go for the fences when it comes to, like, you know, trying to make these models look cool. But, you know, we like to work smarter, not harder around here. We like to work smarter, not harder around here. I could especially use a special dosage of the smarter part right now, because I am kind of sabotaging this as I continue to, like, mess around with these arms, trying to get them in place. Okay, we're just gonna leave that alone and hope that it just solidifies in place. No, we're not. We're just gonna add a little bit more plastic cement to reactivate that, and there we go. Okay. This sister is almost done. I feel like this has been the hardest one to build so far. This one's given us low-key like the most trouble out of all the ones we've done so far. But we're in the home stretch now, so it's all good. Okay. All right. Messed up that backpack right there. Whoopsie daisy. Okay, now we're ready for our base, which we'll grab another one from over here. Let's see. Okay, hold on. I need to apply a little bit more plastic cement right there. Shoot. Okay. Gotta hope that stays. Oh, nope, I knocked it over. Let's see. Alright, let's get that in there, and then hold on, we might have to do this sideways. I need a little bit more applied to this side here just to reactivate the plastics that already started. Again, and this stuff acts so quickly, so we messed that up before it already started to dry a little bit. So let's see here. Okay, there we go. Now we can use the emotional support tweezers to stabilize that. Okay. Perfect. I actually quite like that pose. It's very dynamic. She's like, guys, over here! She will go right next to Jan. By the way, for those of you who weren't here earlier, we decided that this battle sister right here, me and the rest of the chat, we decided that this battle sister would be named Jan. Jan of Arc. She is carrying the helmet of her fallen battle sister slash lover off the battlefield, trying to take some piece of her behind, because, you know, they were battling on the, let's see, what's a planet, what's a good destination? They were battling on the dunes of the planet Armageddon, and their strike force was ambushed by a Necron army, and before she could even react, her sister, her beloved, shot dead right beside her. And in her fury, she took the helmet and she rushed the entire Necron squad, the entire squad of Necron warriors that ambushed her strike force. Took them all out single-handedly with just this bolt pistol, while also carrying the helmet of her beloved. We did not come up with the whole backstory before. I just came up with that off the dome. But yeah, this is Jan, not Joan. That's copyrighted. No, it's not. That is Jan of Arc, right there in a nutshell. A legend. Let me just readjust my camera here. All right. Let's see. Reach for my towel right here. Making sure we are all good over there. Okay. All right. All right. Let's do this one more time. Let's see. I need parts 36, 37. Okay, 36 through 41, basically. So now that I'm kind of getting used to the way like this instruction manual is laid out, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just sort of find as many parts as I see on the page. I'm just going to cut them all out since I already have like a good idea of how they all fit together anyway, since all the sisters pretty much are built in the same fashion. The Jantasy? Are you feeling the Jantasy? Yes, I am indeed feeling the Jantasy. Final Jantasy 16 coming soon to PC and console worldwide. How's that, Square Enix? And then by this time tomorrow, this video receives like DMCA takedown for parodying Final Fantasy from Square Enix. Just gonna say a quick cancel on that, so that doesn't actually happen, of course. I'm feeling the Jantasy. I'm sorry, Jantussi? The... Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh no. Okay. I gotta say, I've really enjoyed hanging out with y'all this evening, and hobbying while y'all watch. I hope y'all have had a fun time too. This is definitely something I want to keep doing for the foreseeable future. And I hope y'all are there to join along on the ride. Yeah. I see some somewhat negative reactions to Jantussi in the chat. I personally have no words. I personally have no words whatsoever. Where's part 41? Part 41? Part 41. Where's part 39? Did I already take that one out? Part 39, this... Oh, that's this one. Okay, and then part 41 should already be popped out too. Okay, cool. So how do these all fit together? So this is back, this is front of torso. This looks like, based on the way the foot is curved in, right leg, which means these two go together. And then left leg is here, and then backpack. This is another useful thing too, if like you're trying to build faster, you just kind of lay out the parts like based on where they would go like on the body. And then from there, you can just snap everything together with a bit more ease. Yeah, it's really this cleanup step that can like slow you down when you're building, but it is honestly so important to do, especially like on bigger models. I feel like one day they're gonna come up with a better way of doing this, a better, cleaner way that's a little less labor intensive than this. But then again, Warhammer has been around since the 80s. If they have not figured out a better way to do it by now, they probably aren't gonna. Because there's no need to, really. I'm just trying to be lazy. Okay. Those all look pretty clean to me. According to the manual, we should assemble the torso pieces first. Also, Isabel, I see you. Thank you so much. I'm glad you're having a fun time. Okay. Oh, we're back to that song that sounds like Old Town Road. I'm gonna take my horse to the Old Town Road. I'm gonna... Not really. Oh, okay. Well, have a good, safe car ride home. Yeah, I'll talk to you later. And thanks so much for coming by yet again and for supporting. I really appreciate you. Let's see here. Okay. And I do see that we are coming up on the 10 o'clock hour here, so I think after I finish this fifth sister, that'll definitely be like half the squad done. I think that'd be a good place to leave the stream for the night, honestly. I do have a full-time job I have to get up for in the morning. Well, part-time on paper, but I'm there all the time, so might as well call it a full-time job, really. It's okay though. I'm there all the time because I love it. I work with some really great people. They're the type of people who make, you know, even the hardest days at work some of the best. You know what I'm saying? To me, when it comes to like finding a job, it's really a lot more about like who I do the thing with rather than like what I'm doing, you know? Although of course the what is important too, but like I'd say in my hierarchy of workplace needs, the who I do it with is a lot more important to me. All right. One of my favorite details about the Sisters armor in general is, I don't know if I can get this on the camera. We're gonna try our best. Let me zoom in here and get super focused. So one of my favorite things, oh, that looks really great. One of my favorite details about the Sisters armor is the sort of like thorns going down the sides of the armor, the sort of like rose thorns. That to me has always been like a really nice detail. Uh-oh. Slipping out of focus. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that to me has always been a really nice detail of these models, or these little thorn patterns right here. Just wanted to point that out real quick while I had a second. Get our focus back. There we go. Okay, and now we're going to glue the backpack on. Whew. Watching an essential trimmer envy because your hands are just still like that. Oh man, yeah. So what helps me, especially like when I'm like feeling nervous during like a really critical portion of the build process is, I mean, I don't know, I mean, because I've never experienced tremors before, but what helps me like keep my hands steady is like take like either my wrists or like my forearms, depending on like what I'm working with. I just rest them on the edge of my table just to give myself a nice solid like anchor point. This is a lot it's less essential, less impactful when I'm just building, but later on when I get to painting these models, it's gonna be really, really important to have a steady hand. There are all sorts of hobbyists out there who build and paint miniatures though, who have tremors, some or even amputees too. Like they don't have either like a left hand or a right hand to like really like hold a model securely with, and those hobbyists have like really great like content out there, especially like this one, the Iron Hand hobbyist, who I really enjoy her work. She's got these great videos and tutorials on people who might be an amputee like herself, or otherwise similarly physically disabled, to learn how to paint, because at the end of the day, Warhammer is for everybody. And if it's something that you want to be a part of, then nothing should really stop you from being a part of this really great, vibrant community of nerds, All right, let's see, where are we going now? I need parts 42, 43. Okay, well, this isn't this. Where's, okay, here we go. Here's the sprue I was working with. I need parts 42 and 43 and 44. Really? I did not know that, Connor. One of the original sculptors for GW was an amputee. Huh. That is something I did not know. That is actually a really cool fun fact to know. I'm gonna read up on that later when I get offline. I'd be really curious to learn more about them, whoever they are. Okay, just pop that one out. Yeah, these parts that are just like on one little like branch like this, I like to just pop out with my hands, because it tends to be a bit of a cleaner removal, and it's like if I can just pop it out, why bother trying to take my hobby cutters to it and potentially like damaging the part and making it look weird. Or for parts like this where they're like, wait, is that in the camera? Yeah, for parts like this gun right here where it's like on two branches, I'll just like cut one and then try to, if I can, twist the remaining one off just like that. Again, just to make things a little easier on myself, a little steadier, or a little not steadier, speedier, excuse me. Okay. Okay. Oh. Okay. All right, and then we need a head. This is going to be another helmeted sister, because again, helmets are always easier to paint. Okay, I should have paid closer attention to which arm is which. Okay, this is the left arm, her left, our right, and then this is the right arm, it looks like. Yes. Yes. So how do these go on there? So this is the, okay, and then we go that. Okay, cool. Ah, okay, I understand how this is going to work. Okay, so the way this is going to work is like this. So I'll zoom in to show you all what's going on. So on the gun right here, you might notice that it already has both, let me try to get that more in focus. The gun already has both of her hands on the gun, And what we have to do now is we have to basically attach both arms at the same time and then slide this whole sub-assembly into place, basically. So that is what we're going to attempt to do. This is a common thing with like assembling Warhammer models. You'll find that this technique is required in a few different kits. Usually what I like to do is what I'll do is I'll join one arm to the weapon in question first, slide the two pieces on together, and then attach the third arm once I have those other two pieces in position, or not the third arm, the third part, the second arm, into position once I have these sort of locked in. So that is what I am going to attempt to do now. Also, I just discovered that I have a cut on my finger from my X-Acto knife, and I feel this now and only now because I got a little bit of plastic cement in the cut, so that's fun. But again, I am not made of plastic. I don't really have a lot to worry about, although I will be, of course, washing my hands thoroughly later on just to avoid any sort of issues. Okay. So now we have one arm attached to the gun, so we're just going to attempt... Might let that dry a little bit, actually, just to make sure that bond is secure. And then this is going to fall apart as we work on this, and that's okay. This is how I looked ahead in the manual and saw that we're gonna have to do this for this model, and that's how I was like, oh yeah, this might be the last model for the night. This is gonna take us right to 10 o'clock, and as you can see, the models already start to fall apart, low-key. That is okay though, because what we can actually do now instead is we'll go to plan B and we'll attach this arm first. We'll attach this arm first and then go from there. Oh, and you know what? I need a different part, actually, because this is actually our first sister that we're actually going to build with a special weapon instead of the normal bolt gun, rather, that we've been using for all the other sisters. So this sister is going to get herself a nice upgrade, Okay. And actually, since like she's sort of hugging her arm right here, this actually makes it nice and secure. We don't have to do a lot more. We don't have to do a lot more work to secure that one. So let me show you what I mean real quick. So, I was originally going down this blue side right here, which is why I got the bolt gun, but I actually just realized we finally made it to a flamer sister. And this is actually one of those weapons that I said at the very top of the stream that I wanted to grab for my sisters in order to build them as a special unit called a Dominion, which are pretty identical to the Battle Sisters, except they get some extra special abilities in the game. These models get to move at the start of the game before anything else does, unless it has like unless another model in the game has like the same ability. So this is like very useful for like getting out into the battlefield and taking position on your opponent early on. The Dominions themselves also get access to some pretty cool weaponry, like these hand flamers. So that is what we are going to build right now. Yes. Okay. So, instead of part number 44, we need to grab part number 48. Part 48. Where are you, part 48? Ah, here you are. I see you right there. Part 48. You are right. Oh, that's part 88. Hold on. Whoops. Part 48. Here I go on another wild goose chase to find some parts. Well, there's number 60, but that's for a flamer for, oh, here we go, 48. That's for a flamer for a different model in the unit. So I can basically build these sisters, these special weapon sisters, with a variety of special weapons of my choosing, according to the list building limitations found in the rulebook for the sisters, which, by the way, speaking of, I wanted to show you all this real quick. This is my rule book. This is like where I get all the rules for the army to play the game at. It's got a pretty cool cover, I think. See a sister of battle fighting on the battlefield right there. Here's also a picture of like what a completed sisters army could look like. Hopefully y'all can see what a little bit more about what I mean now about how I love the aesthetic of these sisters. So yeah, this is kind of what we're gunning for right here, you know. I love the artwork featured in this and these rule books. These are called codexes. Every army in the game has one. And that's where you get, like I said, all your army's rules and some inspiration from painting from like the reference images inside of there too. Things like that. Okay. So, let's clean up this hand flamer real quick. Yeah, and also JC, going back to your comment from earlier, yeah, I mean, when I first started doing this, I was not as steady-handed with this as I am now. Like I said, I've been doing this for like a little over a year now, and it's taken lots of practice. I had a more exact number than this once upon a time, but like, if I were to count up like the amount of time I've spent like building and painting the entire collection of models I've built and painted thus far, I think I've spent like at least 1,000 hours. Like easily 1,000 hours across like each individual model in a unit. And then taking all those individual models combined, building and painting over the last like year and some change. And I am still very much a beginner, which I will proudly, openly admit. Because of course there's no shame in that. So yeah, lots and lots of practice is my point. I've had lots of practice with doing this over the last year and some change. All right. Yeah, for real. 40k makes you learn all those hand-eye skills needed for art. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like the motor skills for like drawing and painting and stuff never stuck with me when I was in like art classes when I was in like grade school, but then like I get to doing this stuff and I'm like, oh, I get it now. And I gotta say, as an artistic medium, this one is just so much fun to work in. Oh no. Oh no. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, this needs to be turned a little bit. Where are my emotional support tweezers? Shoot. Okay. All right, and now we're just gonna very gently adhere these two together. Perfect, perfect, nice. Okay, now we just need a base. All right, and look at that. Nice. All right. Oh. Get her glued onto her base. Taking a very powerful stance as she wields her flamethrower here. Yes. I already have 2 more Battle Sisters in my collection that are carrying these. And my intent is to create a full squad of 4 of these led by a Sister Superior. For like the purposes of turning them into a Dominion squad. One of them that can like use that Vanguard move, that Scout move it's called in the game, or like that's the term used for the special ability by like players of Warhammer to get on the battlefield early, do some nifty damage with their flamethrowers, all that jazz. All right. And that is our 5th Battle Sister. So, in summary, we managed to build 5 out of the 10 Battle Sisters in our collection tonight, and I think they're all looking pretty cool so far. One of my favorite things to do is like when I'm building, is I like to take them all, pose them together, kind of see how they look from a bird's eye view, just to get an idea of how they're going to look on the table, you know, once I finally like field them in a game and stuff. And I gotta say, this sister squad, they're looking pretty fierce. So yeah, I'm going to go back to me. So yeah, I think we're gonna stop there for the night, because I think this is a good stopping point. Yeah, thank you all so much once again for joining me. I've really had a great time hanging out with you all. Once again, want to shout out, you know, everyone who helped me get to even this point, for all your love and support. The boys, Gray, Jay, Jen, Isabel, all my mods, and like who else? I gotta make sure I get everyone here. And all of you who joined the chat tonight as well. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight. Don't forget to, once again, like the stream. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell. That way you can know when I go live again. If you'd like to come and hang out with me, would love to, again next week, again on Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I would love to see y'all around. And yeah. Also, let me know too, real quick, before y'all go, if you don't mind, which would you prefer? Would you prefer if I show the building of the other half of the models on stream next week, or do you want me, or I could like work offline to get the rest of them built? That way we can get to the painting part. Which would y'all rather see? No problem, y'all. I'm glad you enjoyed the stream. Oh, thanks, Zeal. I appreciate that. Both sound good? Okay, cool. Honestly, I will, I think I'll build the other half on stream next week. That way, y'all can just see that. And also, you never know what happens when you're building these things. You never know what can happen when you're building these things. So, definitely wouldn't want y'all to miss out on any fun and interesting moments, I guess. Okay, cool. So next week on stream, be here Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, February 23rd. We will finish building the rest of this box in preparation for eventually painting them. And I hope to see y'all there. Take care, everybody, and have a good night. And once again, thank you so much, so very, very much for joining me. Take care, y'all.